an architect by trade, so you
Yeah.
have a bunch of stories of people who are in your field, in your office. You've dealt with people in projects who have zero business, that have zero business being in your field. You know, you sit there and wonder how the fuck do these people get a job? How do these people wake up and dress themselves in the morning?
Yeah, I go through that 5 days a week, unfortunately. It's what to call it? Um, it's sad because like I honestly I blame of course the parents number one because
Yeah.
you know like okay, yes, you are, as a parent you're responsible for your kid, but I remember growing up like my dad, even though yes he was paying for the bills of course because I was in school or at university, I still don't work, so he pays for the bills, whether it's electricity, water, because back then it wasn't online. You had to
Mm.
actually go wait in line. You remember these days? You had to go wait in line, take
Yeah.
this ticket, and wait in line, and so on. So what my dad used to do, he wanted me to learn this, like the value of money and responsibility. So he used to give me the money, obviously because he's paying for it, but he used to let me walk to the place or go there to by myself, whether it's cycling, take a taxi, or whatever. He didn't go with me, so he can teach me the value of, like going there and taking these steps, waiting in line, dealing with the customer service, paying the bill, and whatever. Even my university, he used to give me the money. He was like, okay, you take the money, you go and pay. So
Mm.
it's like, like as a parent, of course, you're not gonna throw your child under the bus. You can't go like, oh no, you're at this age now, screw you, go die. A parent will never do
Mm-hmm.
that. But you can also uh, let your kid give your kid. I'm talking out of experience because my parents did with, of course, education and football aside. I mean the choice of astrophysics and football, but other than that, um, my parents used to like let me do my own mistakes, and they were there for me to go back when I know that I fucked up, but they weren't there
Yeah.
like from the start. You go like, no, you cannot do this, no, you cannot do that. Like, I know a lot of guys, for example, they can't talk to girls. They only know how to talk to their sisters, not even their cousins, because
Mm.
the mentality, you cannot as a boy talk to your female cousin, which is weird. So my parents let me go through these.
That's very severe.
Yeah,
I don't think that's very common.
I mean, I've went with. I'm talking about some like at university. I don't know how it is now, but I'm talking like 10 years ago or even 12 years ago. I'm
Mm.
guessing maybe they changed now, but these people do exist because some parents. I mean, it's always because they think uh, they're doing this out of the good of the heart, but. You're actually harming your child. If you don't let your child uh, just learn something by himself, you're affecting him because you're
Mm.
not going to be there for your child forever.
Correct.
So it's yani, I'm not, of course I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about when your kid gets married and he becomes responsible for his own family.
Mm.
He has to learn that little bit of responsibility. I know some men that don't even know how to put their clothes in the washing, man. Like
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that a lot, and
yeah,
it's bizarre. It's disturbing. It's sad, disturbing, whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
It's
like that's
and
the
like you said,
simplest.
like no parents, like no parent. I obviously no parent intentionally has the intention of fucking up their kid's life. Like they're
Mm,
not going out to mess up. They always, like you said, have the best intention. It's after the fact that when they don't adjust. That's my biggest issue.
yeah,
Also, is that when the parents' decisions, because it was for us at least, for our society, it's never the kid's decision.
of course.
It's never, even if the fake freedom or the illusion of freedom of choice is there, it's never there. Most of our families and our culture give you that you're gonna do what I do, and that's the only way, my way or the highway. And after they eventually, because it's not always going to be the right decision, they're eventually going to fuck up your life in one way or another. My biggest point is they will never admit that they were wrong. At least not for my parents. They will never admit that they were wrong, and they will never like go and say, "Oh, I kind of messed up. I'm sorry. Let's see how we can fix this," or "You were right." All that.
I mean,
It's and
do
and
do
it's something to do with our culture. It's something to do with our culture. Yani kibriya. I say it's part
yeah,
of it.
the
It's like a
ego,
kibriya
the
and like
ego, yeah.
ego issue.
But do parents,
Yeah.
I mean, are there any other parents that do, I mean, of course, some parents do realize they did the mistake. Like, let's
Mm,
say they bothered you by something or whatever. But I've
mm.
never in my entire life seen any parent apologize to the kid. Like,
But yeah, because no other I'm sure it exists in other cultures as well, but I'm saying prevalent in our culture where it's like
mm,
this is the norm, where parents actively make decisions for their kid's life and you can't go against them.
yeah,
I'm sure
that's
it's
of
in
course,
other
yeah.
cultures as well.
Yeah.
So there's no need for like people for Americans or other like let's say white people to people who give their kids independence. There's no need for them to apologize because they didn't make any decisions in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know. For me,
Uh,
what I understood was like if a parent just like fucks up throughout your life, and just one day realizes that they were mistaken, and they go like, oh, I'm sorry for doing this. I thought you were talking about that. You meant about the complete freedom. I get you now.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's different where there's no pullback. If you're like a drone who's like, yes, yes, مثل ما بدك, yes, yes. I mean, there's no reason for them to apologize because there was no alternative. Yani, you didn't fight back for the
Yeah,
astrophysicist and so regardless of what happened, خلاص, yani, there was no alternative. You didn't fight back, so there's
yeah,
no reason to like go back on anything that happened. And alhamdulillah, everything worked out for the best. Yani,
yeah. I mean, I mean,
خيرة فيما اختاره الله.
yeah, I mean, it stayed as a hobby. I'm still interested. It's not like I just put the dream aside. I read, I look, I watch when some phenomenals happen. I go outside and watch. Uh,
Mm.
but it's just I just don't have a certificate in it, which is fine. It's a hobby,
Yeah.
you know. Saving to buy a telescope. Uh, I know I don't know anything about telescopes. I mean, in regards of specs, which one is best, what does this and that. But there's this website, Dubai Telescope, and I'm just looking through it and I'm asking on Reddit. There's a
Mm.
page, sorry, subreddit. It's Dubai, and I'm asking these people there, and they were helpful. A lot of people gave me some good advice. So
Mm.
yeah, it's an interest. It's just stayed as a hobby, and
Well,
yeah, it worked for the best. I'm now just dealing with people who are supposedly are engineers, but they, as you said, they don't know how to wear